Hello, everybody. Gotta put my Facebook Live lipstick on. Don't you like that I'm doing this on camera? I never realized that I don't have it on until I go live, so oh well. Anyway, I hope you guys are ready for some fun. Always. We always have fun at the Creativity Cave. So get on and say hi. Let me know that you're here. There's people, but no one said hi yet. Susan, always the first one. Thanks, Susan. How is your tattoo doing? Susan got 2 tattoos. Oh my gosh. I hope you don't mind that I just called you out for that. You're brave. I just so couldn't do that. Aw, my Emily is on. She's watching from the other room, and she's under strict guidelines to keep me on track today. Hi guys, Lynette from Maple Grove. I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend. Hi Pamela. Ooh, what time? It's early, 8 for you. Hi Casey. Oh my gosh. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. And I had a date night with my husband. We had like an unbelievably rare occurrence here at the Creativity Cave. Well, I should say at my house, where both of my children were gone Friday night. Like that never happens. Like ever. Like ever. And so in fact, I think that that's happened maybe twice in the last like 10 years since my son was born. Well, actually he's almost 11. So that was pretty cool. We really didn't take full advantage of it, but we did go out on a little date night, so that was nice. And I did work like all day Saturday and almost all day Sunday, though Saturday was much more productive for me, which is, I don't know. So I think I'm at about 100% now. I think I'm back to being feeling just fine. The only problem is that I am still behind. I had a busy week last week with just stuff that was regularly scheduled, and now I'm still playing catch up, but I did get quite a bit done last week, and I still have quite a bit more this week. But oh my gosh, I have a busy week this week. So my local card club people meet this week, and then on Saturday, I have a day in the Creativity Cave that I'm trying to get ready for. Oh my gosh, because that's a bit of work. I'm not gonna lie. I already have Emily. She is in charge of me today. She has to make sure that I'm on track because we have a lot of work to get done for my all-day event Saturday. And there's still room for people to come locally. I have like at least 4 spots open. And then if you want to order a kit that gets mailed to you, you can totally do it. Melinda, you're able to watch. That's awesome. It looks like you and Amy had a fun weekend. So anyway, so glad to have you guys all here. You want to be there. You're still in Texas. Kelly, tell me where you live. I can't remember if you told me or not. Kelly lives near me, but she's in Texas right now, which is not near me. But it's nice probably to be in Texas. It's windier than I'll get out today. It kind of is a lot in Iowa because I'll just be honest, there is nothing to stop the wind. So it's crazy. But Marshalltown. Okay, so that's like not a little, like about an hour from here. I've been there a few times. My daughter has cross-country races there. Okay, so I hope you guys are excited for some stamping. I probably won't go like a full hour or hour plus today. Only 80, Kelly. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay, so I would like to go a little shorter today just because, like I said, I have a busy week and I'm trying to catch up. It's, catching up is really hard to do when you're already really busy. So hi, Joan. All right. I'm doing my best. So that reminds me, if you have ordered from me and are expecting treats in the mail, they are in progress. We're getting close to getting them all done. I had to prioritize my list, and my like 3 weeks old online class, that was the priority last week. I got 2 of them out, but the rest are coming. anything that you're missing, it's on my list. I promise I have not forgotten. I will not forget. Just give me a little bit more time. And so I promise all of those things that I have a list, but, I do have everything under control and it will go out. Just give me some more time. But thank you guys so much. You all have been so gracious to me while I've been recovering and catching up and all of this stuff. I said to my husband this weekend, I'm like, I really need to figure out a plan to not work so hard, because I really have, since about July, my average day is probably over 12 hours a day, and I work most weekends, and I need to not do that so much. I suppose that's probably why I ended up with pneumonia in the first place, but oh well. But the thing is I really do love what I'm doing, so, it's so hard, you know? I don't know. I'm not going to complain, because I'm very fortunate that I get to do what I love, and I've met so many wonderful people just like you along the way, and that's so nice. Okay, is that cheesy enough for me? Can we be done with the cheese? I know, I'm in charge of this. All right, has anybody seen any good movies? I haven't. I won't talk about any movies, but I'm always up for suggestions. I heard the movie The Shack came out, and I want to see that. I have the book, but I haven't read it yet. I need a trade union official to represent me. Oh no, Sue. No, that just would add a level of bureaucracy the Creativity Cave can't handle. Did you see The Shack, Susan? So awesome. I've heard the book is amazing. And I remember when we saw the preview to it, I was like, ooh, that looked good. And in fact, I'm trying to remember, was the preview to The Shack before 50 Shades? Because wouldn't that be kind of ironic, at least? Obviously, I'm not from Wisconsin if I want to stop with the cheese. Oh, I know. I'm not, but I'm from Minnesota. In fact, somebody the other day posted, in fact, hold on one second. Speaking of cheese, so, sorry, there's the stamp set. I know this is backwards, but Cake Crazy, and they stamped this stamp, and they said, doesn't this look like a Wisconsin cheese head? I thought that's funny. Sue, you watched 40 Shades? Oh my gosh, what happened to the other 10? Did you lose them in translation from the US to the UK? That can't possibly be true. I'm kidding. That was a wink, not a very good one. Hi, Deb. Okay. But isn't that kind of funny? She thought this looked like a cheese head, and it totally does. I have a lot of Wisconsin friends, and I suspect they will jump all over this. It would be pretty funny. In fact, I posted when we were in Wisconsin, pictures of me and my friend Andy, who just joined. We had cheese heads on. Andy, this stamp, when stamped in yellow, looks like it is a cheese head. So, you forget it's 50, Sue. Don't forget those extra 10 shades. I mean, I think that's what makes the movie. I'm kidding. All right. I wore my watch today, so I'm really proud of myself, because then I can keep track of time. Okay, I have a couple of fun projects for you today. One is completely planned, which is good. And then the other is just an idea that I had actually this morning. I was going to do something else, but then I thought of another idea, and the name of the game this week is To Simplify, so I hope you guys are going to like it. They're just quick, easy ideas. So should we get started? Okay, here we go. We're going to switch. Remember, no judging when you see the craziness. Actually, I think, see, I'm getting good at switching so that you can't see all of the disaster that is, oh, well, there we go. Okay. All right. This is not on my list of things to use, though. That is left over. Okay, so we're going to make this card. Do you like this? It's so pretty. I think it's pretty anyway. Hopefully you guys will too, but it's really quite easy. All right, I'm going to start with a piece. This is actually, oh, thank you for the love. This is actually some shimmery white. Can you see the shimmer a little bit in there? So shimmery white cardstock. If you don't have watercolor paper, shimmery white is a pretty good alternative. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It works quite well. And I'm going to watercolor because you know I love to watercolor. You don't see the flower that was, yeah, I did change my tabletop. This is paper. I get asked this like 100 times a week. Maybe not literally, but kind of. So here, I'll show you. This is taped to a piece of foam core. And it's paper that I got. It's bulletin board paper that I got at Hobby Lobby. So now you guys know all my dirty little secrets. And let me just move my camera a little bit because it's not supposed to, I don't know what the deal is. It's supposed to cover my whole work area, but I see there's white space under there. So don't judge. Just don't look here. Okay. Back to my card. So I like this because it makes it look fancy, but when you stamp all over it and make a gigantic mess, then you can just switch it out to new stuff and it's like a brand new table. People always think it's actually wood, but no, it's paper. All right, so what I'm going to start with is creating my little background. And I'm going to, so I have my aqua painter here. Let me grab my, as you know, I always keep, like, this is a burp rag from when my kids were little. See, this side is used, this one not as much. I keep that handy so I can clean off my aqua painter on there, especially when I'm changing colors, that works. So I'm just going to do a wash of watercolor. And then actually, if we really get crazy, I might show you a technique that I learned this past week. Well, it's kind of, I shouldn't say I learned it this past week because I have known about it for a long time, but it's kind of resurfaced this week. So you can see I'm just brushing Pool Party all over, okay, to create a wash of color, which is pretty. And then what I'm going to do to make it a little prettier even is I'm going to set that aside, and when it dries, I'm going to add just a little bit more, and then you'll kind of get a little bit of extra lines, because I think the extra lines are what make it really pretty. Now, I'm going to use the, let's see, got my cardstock here. I'm going to use a little jig, I guess, of cardstock that I created. I showed this probably this fall sometime on a card I did. Oh, what did I do with my stamp set, though? I know you're shocked I can't find a stamp set. It was just here, though. Seriously. I was, on Monday mornings, I have a conference call with my business coach. And like every Monday morning, I said something like, I just spend too much time. I waste too much time. And I'm trying to figure out how to keep that under control. And they were like, well, what do you waste your time on? And the answer is absolutely 100%. It's actually not looking for stuff. It takes me too long to create. I think what I do is I stress about stuff, and I don't know. But anyway, Bunch of Blossoms. This is the stamp set that I'm going to use. And so I made a jig, and how I did that is I took the punch, which I put away, which that's just silly. I gotta grab it out again. But I took the punch and I just punched it. Boom. I just put it all the way in and punched one time. Now, what I can do with that is I can take my stamps and line them up so they fit in the jig. So I actually already did this, but I'll show you how I did it because it's a handy technique. I gotta clean it though because there's ink on there, and I'm usually covered in ink by the end of these sessions, so in an effort to stay a teensy bit cleaner today. So I'll pull these off so you can see this. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is, here is my image, or my jig. I'm going to set the stamps in there so that they fit inside the jig, like so. And by the way, if you're like, what is she doing with this? It'll all make sense in a second. Then I pick both up with my stamp. So the reason I did that is so that I can stamp them together at the same time because they're the same color of ink. Okay, so then I'm going to open this up and I'm going to stamp. Now I have one more tip to share with you. So when I'm looking at this punch, I see there's this extra stuff over here on this side, and then there's not extra stuff on this side. So that means when I go to punch, I want to start on this side of my cardstock, so then as I go, the extra stuff is not punching my pieces. If I stamped them all in a row over here, these would probably cut into the next set of these. It'll make sense. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to stamp them, and this is crushed curry cardstock and crushed curry ink. I was thinking about Delightful Dijon because I love that watercolored, but I've also noticed that when I watercolor it, it looks prettier, and I wasn't actually going to watercolor this one. So I'll line these up, then pop them out. Now, do you see when I slide over to the next one, see what's getting cut here? That would cut in otherwise, because see, it would cut. So we want to do it from this side. That is a tip you can use on any of these builder punches that we have with multiple images, which is really helpful. Okay, it sounds like you guys are having volume problems. I would comment on that, or I would say something on that, but if you can't hear me in the first place, that's not going to help. It sounds like you guys are helping each other, so that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so there are my pieces. Now I have 4 large petals, and then 4 small petals, and then some junk. Now, what I like to do, because I'm sure you guys are at least sort of like me, I like to save these because I'm sure there's a project I could use these on later. And then, you just never know. So we'll just save these, and then the partial pieces we'll get rid of. Okay, now to put this together in my pretty little flower, my next best tip is to take and punch a circle, and you can use a variety of sizes of circles. Oh, this might be a little big. I think on my card I did a 1 inch, but I think maybe a little bit bigger would be good. So here I have a 1.5. Okay, and so I'm going to punch that. Now notice I didn't get the whole thing. It's okay. Good morning, everybody. So glad you guys can make it. Now, I'm going to take my circle and I'm going to go over this a few times with my fast fuse so I really get good coverage on here. And it'll be good and sticky now. But then I also want to kind of curl each petal, so it's dimensional, because far be it for me to ever do something that's not dimensional in my cards. So I'm just going to kind of curl each of these petals. You can really jiggle them, or you can just sort of curl them like this. It's up to you. Now what I want to do is put them, well actually I have another tip. I did this. This is a little punch. I think it's probably discontinued now, so I apologize, but chances are you have a little punch like this. Oh no, I lost it. We'll just punch another one. Have I ever told you about the time that I have this sweet older lady here? This was years ago. And she punched her punch and she was looking all over for it, and it was on her boob. I could see it plain as day. It kind of made me laugh. Are you out there giggling, Emily? I am. Okay, so what I did is I put this little circle in the middle, and what this does is I can place all of the bigger petals equally around it so that they are evenly spaced around my circle. And that might sound goofy or maybe over the top, like super ultra anal, but actually it's really helpful. Okay, now I'll do the same thing with my smaller petals. By the way, this goes really fast when you're not jabbering on indefinitely. Just saying. Okay. Then I will put some fast fuse on the inside, the tip of each petal. This fast fuse it's like loose. Normally my refills are pretty tight, but this one's loose and it's kind of bugging me. There we go. I suspect it's user error, but you never know. Got to be careful. I'm already messing up my nice, clean, perfect area. Now on this one, what I'm going to do is just a teeny bit overlap and go in between. Okay. And then again, that keeps all of my flowers even. Now I'm noticing as I'm doing this that I spread these out just a little bit more than my sample, so they're not quite as perfectly round. So if I really, really wanted to do it, I could add some more leaves to fill this out, but I'm not going to go to that length. We'll just have a slightly different. Aren't there flowers that look like this anyway that are kind of more uneven? There must be. That's what I'm going with anyway. Okay. Now I also have a scrap of Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp that cute little center in Early Espresso and punch it out. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's pretty dark, Dina. Do you even need to punch it? And the answer is probably no. But I wanted to, so I'm gonna. Okay. So there is that. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to pop it up in the center with a dimensional. Yay, Emily, you made it. That's awesome. I'm glad to have you here. Okay. I'll put this in the center like so. And of course, we are not done yet. We need a couple more pieces. Next, we're going to do some leaves. Now, the leaves are a little bit of a stinker, and the only reason is because they are not punchable. The punch only has the petals and whatnot. It doesn't actually punch the leaves. So you're going to have to fussy cut these. But I will say, as far as fussy cutting goes, this is pretty darn easy. You can just cut real quick. I always leave a border so they don't have to be perfect. This is pretty basic cutting, I think. Not very intricate. Remember though, whenever I cut things, I like to move the paper and not my scissors. And then you'll find it works pretty well. Good morning, Diane. Glad to have you guys all here. So, don't forget to share this video on Facebook. I do drawings for that sort of thing, you know, as well as order placing. Ooh, I don't know if I wrote out my order hostess code. I should probably do that. Okay, so here are my petals, and I'm going to tuck those in behind my flower like about that. All right, let's come back to this. We're going to put just a little bit of more color down, and I want you to see the color is going to really, I think, jazz up this background. I mean, it's not bad as it is, but of course we can make it amazing. Or to quote my Australian and UK friends, we can make it brilliant. I love when they say that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a little bit more. A little extra brush strokes on here just to make it fancy. I think I like seeing those extra brush strokes, and that's where the shimmery white doesn't quite show them as well. Sylvia is here from the Netherlands. I just kind of think it's amazing that people are watching me from other countries. That's just kind of cool. Tanya, you did not fussy cut fail kindergarten. There's no way. It's because you had horrible scissors, those blunt end crappy kindergarten scissors. That's the problem. I think it's all about tools. When you have the right tools, you can rule the world. You can quote me on that. Okay, so let's get this dry. You really want it dry before you start gluing things down. I'm just going to say it'll adhere better. So we'll help it along with our heat tool. Sometimes if you turn it over and heat it, it will help with the curling a little bit. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, so let's bring our flower back. Is this like a dogwood or something? Who knows what kind of flower this actually is? Because I know it's something. As I usually say, don't let my degree in biology fool you. I have no idea about flowers and plants. All right, so we're going to put that on there. And then we're going to tuck our leaves in. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the tips. You could use glue dots for this too. And I know my hand is way better, isn't it? I've been happy with it healing. And I also have been wearing oven mitts, like the whole mitt. Was the circle a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch? I think actually it is about a 3/8 of an inch. Should we measure? We could do that. Okay, let's measure. Do you like my Stampin' Up! Ruler? It is 3/8 of an inch. So I believe this is a punch that came in the first set of 3 little punches we had. It's been quite a few years. I still use it though. It really doesn't matter. Obviously this was a little big, so you can see it spread out my flowers a little more than I wanted. I kind of wanted them a little more circular like this, but they're even, so that's all that matters. It's just your personal preference, I think. Any circle punch would really do though. Okay, and then I tucked that in here like so. Isn't that pretty? But do you see the difference between this one and this one? Do you see the shimmer? You wish they'd bring these rulers back. So these were actually, this was something demonstrators could buy at an event. They weren't ever available to the general public. They were just for demonstrators. And that is a long time ago. Okay, so I put some clear Wink of Stella on here, and clear Wink of Stella solves many of the world's problems. If you weren't aware of that, it really is good stuff. So I'm just going to kind of brush some on each of these petals. And the reason I didn't do it before, like before I started gluing petals, was that I wanted you to see the difference, because I think it really is. This is a big dull dud compared to this one, and it's all because of the Wink of Stella. I'm telling you, if you don't have Wink of Stella, you are crazy town. You need some. It's the best stuff ever. Oh my gosh. So, then I'm just going to put shimmer in the center, and look at the difference. Isn't it happy? Like, shimmer just is happy. It's good, don't you think? Okay, so now the stamp set comes, okay, I had it. Now what did I do with it? It's just right here next to me. The stamp set has a whole bunch of really nice sayings, and actually, you're crazy town, Melinda, you got to get some. You might notice if you look closely, I stamped it in Pool Party at first, and then it was really not dark enough, so I stamped it in Early Espresso. Okay. Someone said bring it out more. You're not a big shimmer girl. I am not either, but this is what I love about this, is it adds something fun, but it does not get glitter all over yourself. Like, I cut a whole bunch of glimmer paper last week, and I had so much glitter on me in places I don't even want to talk about. Like, they're not appropriate for morning TV, which this is, even though I'm rarely appropriate. Okay, so I don't know what saying we should put on here. We've got a little room, so let's celebrate your day. No, we're going to do thank you very much. Okay, so here's my stamp set, or my word. And I'm going to grab a little scrap paper here. I'm going to practice stamping it on a piece of paper, because if I remember correctly, I had trouble with this. There, see, that's fine. I once had a situation occur where I must have rocked it and caught the edge. See, like that. That drives me crazy. So, okay. There we go. Isn't that fun? Now, I am going to just mount this to a sheet of, so I did very vanilla on this because I wanted it to be just real simple. But what if we did Pool Party? What do you guys think? Ooh, do you guys like that? Which one do you like better? So this one means no hearts. This one means hearts, hearts, hearts. So tell me which one you like. We'll have to see. Ooh, nobody's doing hearts. Maybe they like it without. There's a thumbs up. Ooh, I see lots of hearts now. Okay. So, you know what? Another thing, I hear you guys talking about squeezing it. Sorry, I can't help myself. I'm so immature sometimes. I store all of my Wink Stellas in my thing upside down. And so it all is sinking to the tip, squeezing tip. Sorry, I'm so terrible. Anyway, this helps, I find, keep the glimmer at the base so that I don't have to squeeze it. In fact, if you do squeeze it, I have had a squeezing incident once before where like a bunch came out. So anyway, there you go. We have one circular flower. We have one oblong flower, which I know exists in nature somewhere. It does. And we have, I think, a nice looking card. So yay. It seems like you guys like it. I appreciate that. Now, here's the part of the program I always enjoy, and it is where Dina kind of goes off on her own little stamping tangents. So let me tell you about my idea. I'm going to bring in a bigger sheet of paper to protect my work surface. So if you recall, I was sick for the better part of 2 weeks. And in being sick for the better part of 2 weeks, my business came to a screeching halt and I became instantly super duper duper far behind. And so I am trying to figure out a way to get myself back on track. So I wanted to come up with some really simple ideas for cards, whether it's sometimes I make cards for classes, sometimes I'm making samples for my blog posts, sometimes I'm making thank you cards. Actually, I'm making thank you cards a lot. And so I wanted easy ideas that I could make for different types of cards. And so I wanted to come up, or I came up with just a very simple basic card. And I'll show you what that is, but it starts with circles. So I die cut a bunch of circles. I've got some in crumb cake, in white. These ones are in watercolor paper. So just a bunch of circles that I can use. And Catherine Anderson with tape. That's how. So what I wanted to do is just play around with these circles and then create them into cards. So that's what we're going to do for the second half of our broadcast today. So I pulled out ahead of this some stamp sets, and I wanted to play with them. So we're gonna just see what we come up with here. So first of all, I have, ooh, you know what? I just realized something just dawned on me. Just don't pay attention to me. What circle size? So this is the second to the largest circle in the layering circles. And I think it's about 2 3/4, give or take. No, it's 2 5/8. Sorry. Take. Hi, Monica. How are you? Is it all nice and warm where you live and perfect weather and awesome? Probably. Okay. So Deb, you said you need to get back to the set. I know, I haven't used it in a while, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to pull it out. So this is the Swirly Bird stamp set, a set I love. I did, if I can just say, an amazing online class for this. It's still available if you're interested. And I think what I love about this set is it's so versatile. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. So we're going to, just create a quick card with this. And I think you're going to like it. So let's see. I want a bright, happy coral card. Windy, cool mornings, nice afternoons. You know, that is what we have in Iowa, but I think it's on a slightly different scale than what you have. It is windy here, and it is cool. Some might call it cold. Just kind of depends on your outlook. Okay, I don't want that one. I want this one. That one was watercolor. I want white. All right, so here is our swirl in Calypso Coral. Then I'm going to do the swirl on top. Okay, that is not a swirl. That is a solid circle. This one is a swirl. I apologize that my terminology doesn't quite match up. So there we go. Put the swirl in the center in black, and then we're going to add some leaves in, I think, Pear Pizzazz. So tell me, guys, what is your favorite color of green? I always seem to come back to Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. I don't use other colors very often. I don't know if I like this. This is not going the way I thought it would go. There. That's better. All right. And I never ever seem to like garden green. Gosh, that is a color I hardly ever use. Do I clean archival black off the clear stamps the same as anything else? So archival black is totally going to stain your stamps. It just is. Now, I personally don't mind that. I like that it's on there because then I know the stamp has been used and loved. And I think that's a good thing. But I know some people don't always feel that way. Ooh, I know what we can do to jazz this up. So there's little speckles in here. I had a different thing envisioned in my head for this particular card that's not really happening. Do you guys ever have that where you think of something and you think it's going to be so awesome and then you go to stamp it in and it kind of sucks? I hate that. Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive too. You know, Emerald Envy, I can't quite get into. I just haven't. I don't know what my problem is. Uh-oh, I missed some other comments. So I'm just going to add, there we go. That's much better. This is Pear Pizzazz. I'll just, Pool Party. Oh my gosh, all these P's, I can't get them out. Okay, so there we go. I kind of like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a card base for this. Let's see. I'm going to do pear or pool. Oh my gosh, seriously, Dina. Like, maybe it might remind you. Do you guys remember the time I kept saying pumpkin instead of, Emily is giggling in the background. I kept saying pumpkin instead of pineapple once when I did a video. It was pretty bad. Okay, so I've got my cute little circle here. Then what I'm going to do is, now this wasn't on my brain. I'm going to circle, oh no, that's the bigger one. There's this cool little small swirl right here. I really like this stamp. And we're going to do the background right here. So I'll show you. I think sometimes people forget to just use those smaller stamped images to create cool backgrounds. Oh my gosh, somebody said gumball green. That's a blast from the past. Not that distant past, but yeah, that was a pretty good color. A little different. Okay, and someone said certainly celery, and they replaced certainly celery with Pear Pizzazz, and I actually really like pear better, but again, it's all up to you. So isn't this kind of fun? Okay, now what we need to do is add a little bit of, well, a sentiment. And actually, I really like the words in this stamp set, this bunch of blossoms. They're really cute. So I think, let's see what we have room for. Well, I might just do the thank you so much. And you know, I'm thinking I like to stamp or send out the cards that I make in my Facebook Live to people who order. So we'll do that. Ooh, that reminds me, I gotta get my host code out for ya. Okay, we're gonna stamp the sentiment in black so it shows up nicely. Thank you very much. Boom. That's easy. Okay. Now, as with all things in the world, this should so be popped up. So I'll just take my edge pieces and trim them out. Wild Wasabi, that is a good color. That's probably the next most used color that I use. That is a good color. I had no idea I would have such a debate over greens when I brought that up, but there you go. Okay, so now here's a simple card, but what could we do to jazz this up a little bit? I think we need to add a bow. Have I ever said this? Do you guys know the movie Working Girl? with, oh, what is her name? With Melanie Griffith. I like that movie. It's pretty old. Harrison Ford and Melanie Griffith. But anyway, there's this scene in the movie where she says it needs some bows or something. I always think of that when I'm making cards. I know. Do I kill you guys? I kind of am goofy sometimes. All right, so here's my bow that I was trying to get more centered. It's kind of goofy. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Did you recover from your weekend? Were you tired after everything that happened? Jennifer's in my downline. She had her first workshop this weekend, and she had it all so perfectly planned out. I'm so proud of her. Okay. So I'm going to add that bow. Really simple. I think that's it. Do you guys ever go a little too far in your cards? I do. Like, you want to take back one of those steps. By the way, Monica, you said silver thread or thread. I probably could have put some on there. But guess what? We're going to have to do another card. Ooh, it's in your Netflix queue, Casey. That's awesome. It's a fun movie. I like it. It's very like 90s and there's big hair. Okay, so now I have another one in mind. One of my favorite stamp sets, and this is another one I haven't pulled out in a while, is Watercolor Words. Oh, I just love this set. So what I was thinking is we could take, let's see, we could take well, we just did a flower. Ooh, let's do a heart. And we're going to do hope. Okay, so one of the things I was thinking about, and we talked about this on my call this morning, was where, like, places in life where you waste time. Mine would definitely have to be one of the biggest time wasters I have in my entire world is absolutely social media. And part of it is I have to do it for my business, but the other part is that I kind of get sucked in. Well, this morning I was laying in bed after my alarm went off, and I was just, checking everything. And there was this story about this kid from, oh, where was he from? Somewhere like, Maui maybe. And he had brain cancer or some kind of glioblastoma, something tumor. And it was like a baby. And I was watching it. And, I was just like crying because of this poor kid. And okay, so that's a sweet story, but seriously, Dana, you do not have time to be doing this. So, oh my gosh. I really need to not watch those. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel for the kid and the situation and all that, but oh my gosh, I needed to get up and get going in the morning. Okay, so I stamped this in Flirty Flamingo ink, and I'm just going to kind of, this is on watercolor paper, my circle here. I'm going to pick up a little more color and color this in. Hi, Cindy. That's one of my customers. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell into you guys. I am, one of my customers is here to pick something up, and I said, I might be on Facebook Live, but Emily will take care of you, so. Okay, so I stamped that. I colored it in a little bit. We got to dry it. Okay, then we're going to stamp hope. So anyway, the long story short about this video that I watched is I did actually think of an idea sort of based on that. Okay, so I did a heart with hope. Aw, I like how this looks. Then, for my card base, I'm going to use crumb cake. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but crumb cake is one of my favorite colors. And so I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to clean my stamp. And one of my favorite things to put on crumb cake is Whisper White. Eee. So we'll get my white ink out. This stamp set is Watercolor Words. What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. There we go. Watercolor Words. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome stamp set. Hi, Alana. Aw, Alana's one of my favorite people. And she's Canadian, eh? I love Alana. I've known Alana for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to stamp these circles. These are hearts, Dina. Hearts, not circles. Words are hard. Okay. So they've got some hearts on there. And then I'm going to, now I did just bring this ribbon out, which is in part why I chose this color, because I knew I had ribbon on my table that was going to coordinate with it. But what I'm going to do is obviously pop this up. And of course, well, you know what? This one does need some spritzing. So hold on. We're going to grab our marker. Ooh, that's watermelon, but you know what? That could work. That was a little crazy. Ooh, I hope that doesn't look like blood spatter, to be honest. Oops, maybe we should have done black. Oh well, live and learn. Then I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. By the way, in case you were wondering, I usually end up with about 8 sheets of dimensionals on my work surface after these videos because I forget that they're here or they get covered up with something, and so I just grab another one. Okay, so we're going to put Hope right there, and then we're going to tie the bow right over the top. And actually, I love the look of stamping or putting a circle on here and then tying a ribbon knot around it like this. I think it's really cute. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to, ooh, this is a tip I learned from a friend of mine. If you hold the two ends of your ribbon together at once, like this, and then trim, they will be the same exact length on either side. How's that for awesome? Okay, so isn't this super cute? I like it. I hope the red dots aren't bad. Maybe we should have gone with black, but oh well. Okay. So there's another card. Now remember, this is all basically the same card layout. We're just doing them in a little bit different ways. Okay, so I want to do some more watercoloring, and I have to tell you, let's see. Ooh, I have a good idea. This is another set I haven't looked at in a while. So this is Timeless Loves. Full of tips today. April, I am always full of tips. I try. Hi, Kayleen. How are you doing? Kayleen is a good friend of mine. I've known her for a really, really long time too. And she and her husband are retiring, and she's so excited because she's going to move closer to her family. Kayleen has had a crazy, 10 years of life. Do you like how I'm just telling you stuff about random people who are watching this? I love Kayleen. She always makes me giggle. Very, 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 very nice person. She's what's called one of my sidelines. So she and I signed up under the same demonstrator. She's a wonderful lady. Okay, so I just had to do this. Do you guys get anal about your stamps? I think we talked about this last week where we trim the edges of our stamps, so I had to do this. So I don't know if I moved this set or even talked about it. Timeless Love. This is a fantastic set, and I just love You Make My Heart Smile. So I think we're going to stamp with that because it's pretty, and I don't think the other words are going to fit on my circle. So that is how I picked. So You Make My Heart Smile is a very nice sentiment, I think. We're going to stamp that in Black Archival. Now, a lot of people recently have commented that they don't like Black Archival. I've seen in places, and that makes me a little sad. And the reason is because I love it. It's a true black. It dries pretty quick and it's awesome. But I think if you live in a place that is wet, like moist, that's really humid, it takes longer to dry. But I don't know, I've never really struggled with that with the drying time, although I did just smear it right now. So, but that was because of a little thing that's on there. But anyway, okay, back to our stamping. Now I stamped this a second time on my scrap paper, and the reason is because I want to see about how to line up this image to go with it. And when you're, oops, we don't want white, we want black. When you're stamping on the fly like I am right now, sometimes you got to try that out. See, now I think that'll look better over here. Way better. Okay. See, that's why you try things out. Okay. There it is. So pretty. Okay. So with this, and by the way, this is from yesterday, and I have washed my hands and showered since, but it's still on me. It is totally humid in Cedar Falls. Maybe not right now. I keep waking up with dry throats, but that probably has something to do with the heat that's on in my house, not anything else. Okay, so I dried it just to be sure. Now we're going to color this in, and I think I want to go with yellow. Well, I did a yellow card already. How about purple? We haven't done purple. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with a combination of rich raspberry and elegant eggplant for my coloring. It's rained a lot this winter, and I think that has made it really humid. I don't know if you guys can see this, but my work area is a mess. It's okay though, because good things happen when it's messy. All right, so I'm going to stamp or color this in. Well, I'm watercoloring, and this is a watercolor circle that I have. I want it to be dark towards this inside the center of these petals, the center of the flower, and then get lighter as we go. So I'll kind of add, then I'll clean my brush off and sort of pull this color out so it gets lighter. And the beauty, of course, of watercolor paper is that you can blend really wonderfully, and then it looks kind of pinky. Isn't that pretty? If you guys don't watercolor, you totally have to. Watercoloring is awesome. Oh my gosh. I could water, like, if that was the only technique I had left in my arsenal, I would be a happy camper. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more dark to the very center, and then look at the shading I have there. It looks so pretty, like I'm a professional, but I'm not, but I kind of am because I do earn money doing this. Okay. Oh my gosh, Kelly, you had snow. We've hardly had any snow. It's really weird. Okay, for the smaller flowers, I am going to use, what color did I say this was? Elegant eggplant. Okay, and on those, I'm going to go over here. Now these ones are a teeny bit trickier to shade because they're smaller, but you can still do the same concept where you have it lighter on the tips of the petals and darker on the insides. And by the way, did you know you can remove color from your watercoloring by just using a clean brush with just water on it, and then you literally can pick up the color. So that's another reason why I have this sitting here. So like here I'm trying to kind of pick up some of that color to get rid of it. And you can mess with watercolor for, frankly, a very long time. Speaking of time, I'm checking. Oh my gosh, I need to get going. This probably will be our last card. Now, all these cards I will post on my blog so that you can see the actual photos of them. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but I do post our videos. Obviously, it stays in the feed of my Facebook page here, but it also goes on YouTube. So if you wanted to watch something again, you can check it out. Now, of course, I'm going to use Old Olive because, as I mentioned, I love that color. 4 inches of snow. What color would you use to watercolor, though? Absolutely, this is Archival Black right here, and I totally would use that. That is, Archival Black is really my go-to color. I use it for everything. Okay. So I'm going to just color these leaves in green, which I think are so pretty. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things that really will make this pop. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? So nice. Okay, so a couple of tips to make this really, really pop. First of all, if you take a neutral color, such as, in this case, I think Smoky Slate will work really well. I'm going to take Smoky Slate and open this up and just kind of go around the underside and create just a light sort of shadow. And here's where you can get a little overzealous, so be careful. In fact, I'm going to blend this out a little bit. But what this does is it really kind of helps pop we're creating sort of a shadow on the underside of everything, and it really helps create the pop in your watercoloring. Okay, and I'm trying to be light about it. It's very subtle, almost to the point where you don't even notice it's there. Okay, and then, now do you see that? It really does just kind of pop things up. Okay, then we're going to take Pool Party, because I love Pool Party, and we're going to do the background in Pool Party. And here's where I really like the circle design. This is actually kind of what I had in mind when I first thought of doing this. Is we are going to put Pool Party on here, and we want to kind of create a little bit of a border. So I'm not going all the way to the very edge, but I'm going pretty close up to it. And I would say work in sections. Don't get too much at once because you want to blend this out nicely. But then this really makes things pop as well. Do you guys like this addition? I think it's really pretty. Now, one thing you want to be careful is to not get too close to the edges of your coloring, especially these darker flowers, because you don't want them to bleed into your background. I have a great deal of experience in this, where I've done something and then it bled in to the background. But there we go. What do you guys think of that? Oh my gosh, that's so pretty! Okay, so guess what we need to add to this, like, for sure. Yes, I'm going over the lettering without it smearing because it's dry. And it's the same ink that I used to stamp the flowers in, so it's fine. Now, I'm going to use my clear Wink of Stella, and I am going to highlight the centers. Ooh, you know what I do need to do, though? I meant to do this before. Is put a little razzleberry in the center of this little one, because it was empty, and that is just wrong. So I put some Wink of Stella in the center, put some more in the center of that one, and then we're going to Wink of Stella with splotchy, spritzy. So I'm just smacking it against my aqua painter. Okay, and when I do that, by the way, I'm spritzing my aqua painter. Oops. But then do you see the sparkles? Can you see the sparkles on there? They're there. There's little sparkles all over this. Yay! I just love it. Okay. So now the real question is, what color card base do we use? That is the question. I think I like the crumb cake. Ooh, and I just had an idea. Okay, so that's pretty. Hold on, hold on. Gotta pull something out here from my drawer. If I can find it. Sorry. That's the only downside of stamping on the fly, is when you think of stuff. Oh. I'm looking for a DSP stack and I can't find it. I know I have it though, so hold on just a second. Oh, why can't I find it? Okay, well, since I can't find it, let's see if this something out of here will work. I don't like these either. Darn it. Ooh, no, this one. I changed my mind. I like this one. Oh, and I have a scrap. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, see, Emily's getting after me. I know. I need to wrap it up. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Do you guys like this? I hope you do. Oh, Sharon, I didn't even see you there. How are you? Sharon and her husband are like the cutest couple on the face of the planet. I'm just putting that out there. I hope you guys understand this. They are so adorable. Okay, so this is from the Oh So Succulent. The DSP I was looking for was the current in color DSP because I was going to put Sweet Sugar Plum polka dots, but this is actually a perfect example. Someone says, does anyone put clear labels on their stamps? No. And the reason is because they don't stick at all. So that's why I don't. But you can. I just prefer my stamps to stick to the blocks. And when I say they don't stick at all, that is maybe a little over dramatic. They just don't stick very well. And I much prefer them sticking. So that's why I don't. Okay. Oh, Sharon. Okay, so I just popped this up. I'm going to put it on here. I'm just making one more decision, and that is it needs some bows or something. Seriously, I could say that every time I make a card. Look at this, is an old linen thread. I found this. I was cleaning out some stuff, and I found a bunch of old stuff in a basket. I really am working on cleaning out my classroom area because let's just say over the years I've acquired a thing or two and I really need to clean out. Oh my gosh. All right, so I've got a little bit of linen thread on here just to dress it up because this is a fancy card. I mean, let's be honest, I watercolored it and everything. So we'll put this on here and then I will announce a few little details on here. So isn't that pretty? What is this? Oh, it's just a piece of backing. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this. Before you leave, please lay all the cards out. Okay, I can do that. So we have this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Or this one. Very nice. So someone said they were adding snail. I don't like doing that. And the reason, sorry, you can see these better if I move. I don't like that because then your blocks get full of sticky and then that gets annoying. So I don't like doing snail, but that's just personal preference. Okay, now I have to do that. You're going to laugh at this. So I posted this. I think I posted this on my Facebook page. Oops. Oh, come on. But I'll show you right here. Here is my Facebook Live. KMETZ4. No, that's a Y. X3. That is bad. We're going to write it on a piece of paper. Here. Pear Pizzazz paper and my gold marker. So, okay. Oh, that doesn't show up. Never mind. Seriously. I wonder how I get through the day sometimes. Thank you guys. I'm glad you like the card. So if you use this host code, you'll get a fabulous gift from me. ETZ YX3. Okay, and you have You have until... Hey, Emily, what's Friday? What's the date? 10th. She's good. You have until March 10th for that. Oh, I'm such a Valley girl. Really? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. Yes, they're beautiful and duplicatable. That is always what I'm shooting for. Because I say stamping is easy, but I say that because I want you to be able to make all these projects by yourself too. So I would also love it if you guys shared things. If you made some stuff based on this fabulousness, you let me know. So here's the host code. So you'll get a free gift when you use it. Remember, it is celebration time, so you'll get a free gift from Stampin' Up! As well. Are the videos available after? Yes, they are. There, you can see them here on my Facebook business page. And, oh, all my reallys. I think Valley Girls are more like, whatever, seriously. I don't know. Anyway. I have no idea. I'm a good Midwestern girl. Haven't we talked about my notes, my long O's? Okay. But the other thing is, if you could please help me by ordering, I so appreciate it. It helps bring more amazingly awesome videos just like this one for you. Oh, Sue, you're so funny. What's a Valley Girl? So a Valley Girl is kind of like an 80s thing, I think. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I would say it would be a girl from the Valley, and that probably refers to California. And they might have a little bit different dialect than most people, and they would say like for sure or serious, as if you've ever seen the movie Clueless, those girls I think would fall under that category. Anyway, so again, please order. I so appreciate it. All the videos are available. They will all be posted to my blog, so thecreativitycave.com, and you also can see the actual supplies for each card will be listed there. Gag, seriously, gag me with a spoon. Okay, that's like so 80s. Can you guys hear Emily giggling in the background? Oh, it's so funny. So I'll post all of the information on my blog. I'll try and get it up today, but I'll be honest with you, it might not happen today, but yet this week sometime. And then you can watch this video anytime. So thank you. Please share the video. Oh crap, I forgot. I did drawings. Oh, dang it. I actually did do drawings, and I did them ahead of time to save time. Figures. So Amy, you have one. Casey, you won. And Susan, you won. So you guys all have gifts coming from me, so they will be in the mail soon. So again, guys, thank you so much for all of the wonderful comments and the love. I really appreciate it. Have an awesome week, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.